A good night's sleep had done wonders for Kip's spirit. Even his left leg felt better. It was early afternoon when Kip was drawing water for Galileo at the well when he heard a pained voice from the direction of the house.
But Alistair, I'll ruin my favorite dress.
Penny was speaking to her brother who was leaning against the big tree out front.
You should have thought about that before you agreed to play. Now get in there, or it'll be a double penalty.
Kip had known bullies before, but Alistair was the worst kind. He took special enjoyment in tormenting things smaller than himself. Kip watched as Penny lowered herself into the hole near the base of the tree. Kip hadn't seen the hole before and make a note to take care of it later. When Penny was fully in the hole, her chin was still above ground, and Alistair began to push leaves into the hole with his foot until Penny was completely buried.
Alistair, I don't want to play this game.
Penny's glasses slipped off her face and she was trying to fix them without the use of her arms.
Today's game is entirely new. It's something I call pit and pockets. You've likely already figured out the pit part. Now for the next bit. I've got something in each of my pockets. In one pocket is a bag of sweets, and the other is certain doom.
I picked the sweets.
No, stupid, you have to choose, right or left. And whatever you pick, you have to eat.
I think it's the left one.
Left, she says.
Penny's prize hung limp in his hand, squirming slowly.
Earthworms.
Penny gave a shriek that confirmed Kip's suspicion.
Let's see which one reaches you first.
With great flourish, he sprinkled the worms around the edge of the hole.
Alistair, pull me out of here. Help, they're getting my feet. I can feel them.
You're just being hysterical. I can see for myself the worms have barely made it past the first layer of leaves. Look here, all you have to do is eat one worm, and you're done.
Penny could not hear him. She was too busy screaming about how she could feel the worms around her ankles. Alistair, seeing the opportunity, dangled a worm over her open mouth. Kip had seen enough. He picked up his crutched courage and hobbled out from behind the well.
You leave her alone.
If it isn't our new groundskeeper. I thought I smelled something foul.
She ain't done nothing to deserve that. Let her go.
Or else what? One word to mother and you'll be turned out. 2 fishy orphans out in the cold.
I ain't no orphan, and you're a bully.
Kip knew talking was useless. This was going to be a fight. Kip had never been good at fighting, but he had been in enough of them to know a few tricks. The first trick was to always strike first. The second was to bite his tongue as hard as he could to get used to the pain. The third was to get his opponent on the ground first. So he dropped his crutch and sprang at Alistair's knees. He focused on hitting the places on the body that hurt the most, the kidneys, just below the ribs, the back of the leg. It soon became clear to Kip that Alistair knew next to nothing about fighting. As he aimed for Kip's shoulder blades and elbows, Kip heard a crack as his forehead struck Alistair's nose. Kip felt someone's hand on his arm.
Get off him.
Just what is going on here?
It was the cripple that started it. He came at me like a murderer.
Is this true?
Forgive me, Mom, but your son's lying. I saw the whole thing. My brother was only defending himself as any person would.
Don't listen to her, Mother. She's just trying to protect him. Ask Penny, she was there.
Tormenting little girls and crippled boys? Don't think your father won't hear this.
And then what? He'll punish me?
You will respect your father. Go to your room immediately.
She looked at Kip.
See that you fill that hole at once. Heaven forbid someone falls in and gets injured.
She turned to Molly.
Shouldn't you be in the kitchen?
Constance carried Penny into the house without another word.
You fight with the young master on our first week? That's a sure way to promise there won't be a second. What were you thinking?
You shouldn't have lied about seeing the fight.
Better than telling the mistress her son got walloped by a boy half his size. I said that to protect us. It was just a story.
Was it? Do they count as stories when the other person thinks they're true?
Kip took his crutch and hobbled towards the stables. The victory of his fight was replaced by a cold gloom.